So I believe technology should reduce risk. So it is a risk, but it should reduce risk on projects. So if technology is demonstrated, proven, it should help your project outcomes, drive you to project success. So how do you position technology to do that? And as Jerry put up earlier, the project success driven around these key parameters of safety, business return, cost, schedule, and operability. And I'm going to speak specifically how Fiatech fits in doing that, and that's particularly what Sid asked me to cover. I'd say there are a range of industry organizations out there that can help you reduce risk on your projects, and I think all of us fill a role. I'm going to focus particularly on Fiatech's role. Well, first I wanted to mention emerging technology trends, and so I've captured trends that I see driving us forward, particularly this year, 2013. Year over year, they don't change dramatically, although things come on my list and things come off. Lifecycle data information management has been building momentum, much greater drive, and there's been in the industry a push of data into asset management. There's now a pull. So asset management is now asking for data, reliable data, continuous data. So a trend of technology to make that happen. Interoperability, really a complement to achieving that. Field automation, both in construction and operations, our project people, they want real-time field information. It's a bring your own device world, and those devices want to be connected with real information, so you can no longer hold information back at the main office or in the field trailer. It's going to be on the site, and in operation and maintenance, that's desired as well. There's a convergence of IT systems. It's more than interoperability. It's across project delivery and into facility operations. We have members that are healthcare providers, as an example, and they want to know about their equipment and the capabilities and features, and they want that integrated on the site, and they want to bridge it across billing and accounting, as well as operations and methodologies, and it's continuing to increase, and they want to make sure they have it connected with utilities. And there's a convergence of all of those. There's a regulatory streamlining occurring. I won't spend a lot of time on that today, but there are in the jurisdictions, particularly in the U.S., where there are 14,000 building jurisdictions, they're moving to electronic review. Some leading ones out there, I don't have on here, but if you just go on Google and search for Chicago Building Department, there's a leading example. They take drawing submittals electronically now, and you have to pay more if you submit them in paper. So that's a big change. And they're reviewing them on screen with redlining. So a huge change around regulatory streamlining. Augmented reality is moving forward, so it's beyond images in 3D, it's beyond virtual reality, it's actually using mobile laser scanning, other systems to have augmented reality of actual facilities to do operations planning, maintenance planning, control systems. We've done a project this year with avatars. That happens to be the photo that I have right here of placing an avatar in a work environment using Microsoft Connects to manipulate that person, and working in hazardous space environments to test different operation techniques, which then go into that space to be applied. So, and we've done and worked with EPRI in creating this particular model. So that it has real information about the space in it, and you can do real modeling before you go in there to do the actual work. So particularly applicable to hazardous space environments, but could be applied anywhere. And then there's the whole area of social networks growing, and there's a lot of that on the program here. Well, those technology changes move to industry game changers, and Jerry put the slide up earlier that Fiatech's objective is to make step change in the industry. So we do want to do projects that make small incremental advancements, but we want to make a big difference. So we're not about this just to nudge little things around. We want step changes to occur. So I know you're reading through my list as I'm talking. These are all happening in the industry. So in the industry, it's a Darwinian environment, right? If you're not out there in the lead moving forward, you're going to become irrelevant and extinct. So you have to be out there at the right position to move forward with technology and make that a complement to what you're doing. Well, what happens with the risk in technology? So this is the Gartner hype curve. How many people have seen the Gartner hype curve before? Oh, about half the people, so good, I won't talk long on it. But so often that technology gets over-promoted, oversold, banner waving early, doesn't quite live up to expectations, and then you go through this trough of disappointment occurring. So we have to promote technology in a way that's tested, proven, demonstrated, so we don't go through this risk emotion. And if we do that, then technology becomes a complement to what we're doing and a risk management contributor rather than a detractor. So we want this line. We want to not over-promote, but get some real demonstration and proof of concept so we're on a continued upward to the right climb. Well, how do you do that? I believe there are three key elements in advancing technology and innovative practices. I think there's a lot to learn from industry advancements. I didn't want to write it on there, but it's really learn from others. So you don't have to do all of it on your own. You go see what other people are doing. And obviously you're interested in that because you're here at the ARC meeting, and learn from others. So there's technology advances in industry publications, conference, seminars, vendors, suppliers, presentations, case studies and testimonials, and then there's technology exchange that can occur in a variety of ways. And then there's ways to share the risk, to do it in partnering and in industry organizations that drive collaboration. And we strongly promote a develop, demonstrate, and deploy. So take technology that's emerging in innovative practices, gather together stakeholders, do some further development, and go get it demonstrated. So before you take a new technology out in a full risk environment where your project's got significant performance at stake, go do some proof of concept and demonstration with others, leverage that with other participants so you share the risk and cost and see that it works and implements before you're over-invested in it. So in Fiatech, we do that in four different areas of driving it forward. And really the first one, projects, is the key. So again, projects that develop, demonstrate, and deploy. Then second, we have a broad technology exchange, events, and outreach. We do webinars weekly on new and emerging technologies, a lot of technology posted on our site, and technology at our events. We have a strong commitment to collaboration and partnerships so we can leverage what we do with other organizations and gain from their subject matter expertise, as well as with our own members. So generally, there's in the range of a 10-to-1 return on investment into Fiatech from the other participants, members, and partners. And then last, we want to recognize and award the successes. So in our industry, it's very fast-paced, lots of challenges, and very demanding. We need to take a few moments out and recognize the big achievements that occur along the way. So I'm going to go through some slides here. I'll try and do it more like flashcards, okay? So it's not too, so I'm not too laboring over the words. We can get to the question and answers. But here's some examples in the regulatory streamlining area of things Fiatech's engaged in and the kind of return for that. We worked on replicable building guidelines. So Target was a strong driver on this, but anyone who does consistently the same buildings and over again had those reviewed from start by review agencies, building permit agencies. We worked with the International Code Council, wrote requirements, descriptions, so you only had to review the differences. Target used that in 1 year in 150 stores, said they saved $150,000 per store, and believe me, that I think is a much higher number they saved in the time, because it saved them months and months in schedule and time and getting the store in operation. But 150 times 150,000 in 1 year, pretty good return for that work with Fiatech. The E-plan review that's moving forward to move building regulatory agencies into electronic plan review. cut plan review by 60% time, saves sustainably by not having all those documents printed. The industry forecast is in North America that would save $15 billion a year. Digital signature is really a complement of that because you can't have electronic reviews if you don't have electronic signatures. And we're working on a really exciting project in automated code checking, essentially to make code checking like clash detection. So you would just really turn on the software program. Code checking is primarily a rules-based design method. So just like you do clash detection, do code checking. We have a proof of concept we did on that last year around egress, successfully demonstrated the capability of this, and are moving forward expanding that this year. Some examples of projects across some broader areas in capital project delivery. We've worked on common design workflow checklists for mapping of engineering deliverables in construction to get some consistency in that. I'd say Fiatech was developed by owner-operators and was first thought to be fully integrated and automated project processes, but FIAP didn't sound like a very inspiring acronym for it, so it moved to Fiatech around technology. And we would view technology as an enabler, and the advancements is really around process systems and people, as you could see in Jerry's slide from earlier. But project and spec automation, so in the building information modeling area in BIM, there's been a lot of attention to integrated 3D models. There's been advancements around IFCs and COBie modeling, but there's been little put back into, well, how do specs change now that you have information modeling, and how do you integrate those into the model you're creating and streamlining those? Significant opportunity for advancement there. We did a proof of concept study on that last year, but still early days in that effort. We've been working on a data-centric e-cataloging system, which we've launched in an early beta version, so you could get catalog information on valves initially, and that are data-centric and model neutral. You could just automatically put into your design, but also do comparisons against valve suppliers against your performance criteria. And I already talked about the Avatar project we did around in a 3D work environment. We've had a number of initiatives in procurement and in our industry that operates in a very siloed manner, often within the same organizations. Procurement can be the space that says, okay, design, give me your requirements, I'll go buy it for you, and construction, here's what you get. So how do you thread through that so we don't operate in silos? We operate with consistent information. It goes smoothly on to the owner-operator and the facility management. CII did a study in this area and said that 50 to 60% of projects' total costs come from material supplies, and 80% of a schedule is driven by it. So clearly a fertile area to work on to drive improvement and advancement in the industry and reduce risk. Then we produced a materials management productivity guide, some analytics here on the process benefits for it, being uptake by many of our members and driving significant improvement for them in materials management, and therefore reducing risk and enhancing project delivery success. That was the first version about 2 years ago. We've moved kind of in a broader look to produce an overall productivity improvement guide that complements that, and both of these are available on our website. We've completed a case study for global materials tracking and established methodologies for enhancing global materials tracking, done collaboratively with many of our members and implemented particularly by our EPC members. So it's sort of a collection of things, as I was concerned about how much time I'd spend talking rather than interactive. So in construction, we have finished a report on real-time reporting smart devices that's out there on the website. We completed a study on RFID access control for security into construction sites. It was a really interesting study on user acceptance of mobile IT, and first feeling, well, people already bring their own device, so obviously they want mobile IT, but well, how do you get them to use the IT platform that you want implemented and get that engaged, and what are characteristics of doing that successfully captured in this, and enhancing ability to more quickly and effectively move forward mobile IT applications, and a project on leveraging technology for construction improvement. We've got a number of projects in technology-enabled workforce. So I'm going to start wrapping up. We're producing a product catalog, and it's not quite ready for my website, but it'll be on there in the next couple of months. The top figure here, bottom. Uh-oh. Okay. I give up. The top figure is our website. So if you go to our website, search under projects, it lists all of our projects that we've done from the start of Fiatech back in 2000, and there are many of them there. We're working on this bottom piece, which will take the projects that we've done, describe the industry application and benefits. So in the last 3 years, we've completed about 40 projects, but searching for them is a bit cumbersome going through our current website, all there, but not readily, they don't readily lead you to which ones might be of interest. So we'll have that for you in the next few months. So wrapping up with findings and recommendations, risk is a recognized part of the capital projects industry. There's a great opportunity to manage risk and improve project outcomes. There are strong management practices in the industry, risk management practices, and those are out there to go discover, find, and implement. And a defined, consistently applied project system is needed around the risk management methodology that you implement. Adopting best practices for advancement of technology, shared learning, collaboration, working through demonstration projects, engaging with industry organizations, always to get technology ready for implementation that helps reduce your risk rather than add to it. And industry organizations are available to provide the develop, demonstrate, and deploy approaches. Thank you.